Hey guys, it's Pat here. So I was just gonna do a quick review, basically 1 month review on the Edge CTS3. I just got it probably about a month ago, and I've got it on my 2006 F350 with the 6.0 Power Stroke on it. So I'll show you guys kind of what I monitor on it and how I like it compared to the CTS3, because I used to have a CTS3. So we'll get into it. I'll show you guys a little. Alright, so here's my CTS3. I had the CTS2, and after owning it for 4 or 5 years or so, it started acting up on me. The screen wouldn't work right. Sometimes it would turn on, sometimes it wouldn't. I went through and checked everything. Tried to talk to tech support. Couldn't ever get a hold of tech support. So I ended up getting this 6.0 Power Stroke, and I knew I needed gauges for it. So I went ahead and purchased a CTS3 now. And I can tell you right off the bat that this thing boots up so much faster than a CTS2. It is crazy. But I've already got it booted up. So turn my key on so we can look at some of my gauges. The other issue I had with my CTS2 was sometimes it wouldn't shut down after I shut the truck off, and I'd come back, an hour or two later, and the sucker would still be on. The only thing I wish with this was that it had more diagnostic capabilities than what it does. It has more than the CTS2 did, but it's still lacking for the amount you pay for one of these. I would like it to be higher. So, of course, for a 6.0, I'm always wanting to watch my FICM voltage, make sure it's above 48, which I've had no issues with it so far. My engine oil temp and my engine coolant temp, obviously we want to monitor those, make sure we're not getting too far of a spread in between those. I've had a few issues with my fuel level lately. When it's really cold out, it'll read 0 or 100% when I know it's, I'm at half a tank. So I obviously got a issue with the sender or a wire or something. I monitor my calculated speed because the same thing. Sometimes my speed, when it's really cold out, my gauge cluster is not reading accurately, but this will still read accurately. Boost pressure, something else I monitor. So you can go through these different screens, set up the gauges any way you want. Like I said, it's really smooth compared to the CTS2. I mean, all this stuff is just super smooth. Going through the gauges and everything, super, super smooth. So if you pull down the top, you can edit your layout, do a different theme, wallpapers. On the themes, you can actually pretty much put the gauge colors and the needles at anything you want. So it's a lot more, it seems a lot more smoother to customize stuff than the CTS2 was. And the touchscreen works a ton better than the CTS2 ever did. I always had issues with having to tap the screen harder than I felt like was necessary just to get it to work, and that was when it was new. You can do your recording from there for your data recording, I believe. I've never tried it out. So you pull up the bottom screen, you got your settings, your diagnostics, your all that stuff. You can get your tuning hooked up through it because this is the Insight. Let's go to the diagnostics real quick. So on some trucks, besides just reading trouble codes, it actually gives you like a injector contribution tests. Unfortunately, that's what I was really wanting for this 6.0. I don't have any injector issues at the moment, but if I ever do run into that issue, I'd really like a way to check that. But unfortunately for the 6.0, it's not an option. So, like I said, very smooth operations though. All right, so just for showing you purposes, I'll let you see some of the gauges we have here. Maybe. There. So you can do basics, which will run you through just your standard stuff. I'll go through the list real quick, that way you know. Barometric pressure, battery boost, calculated speed, and then if you don't know what it is, there's an info column that plainly explains to you what it is, which is a lot better than the CTS2 had. Engine speed, engine oil temp, FICM. Let's see. That's your FICM voltage. You got your FICM sync. It'll either have your 1 or your 0 while cranking. If it has 0, then you have some other issues you need to take care of that aren't high pressure oil related. Fuel level, gear, intake air temp, horsepower, ICP voltage, IPR. Anything else? Nothing super crazy. So you can go into advanced PIDs, and you can actually, it helps you find a lot of different things. It kind of breaks them down easier than the basic PIDs does. So altogether, I'm super happy with it. I'm hoping that in the future they'd come out with some more things for it, for testing and diagnostic purposes. But let's see. Yep. So other than that, there really is not a whole lot to this thing. It's pretty much the exact same as the CTS2, but it's faster, better, and works smoother. The other cool thing about it is you can set up Wi-Fi on it so that you can update it through Wi-Fi and everything. I actually set it up to go through my phone hotspot, and through my phone hotspot I can update this thing whenever. So super easy compared to CTS2, where I had to unplug it, bring it into the house, hook it up to the computer, and check for updates. Now I can just put my hotspot on, push the check for updates. It'll hook up to my Wi-Fi and it'll check for updates. And if it needs updates, it'll download them. If it doesn't, then we go on our way. So anyhow, that's about all of the pertinent information I have on this that I use it for personally. Like I said, it works great, especially when you compare it to a CTS2. So I do not regret my purchase. I think it was a great purchase, and it works great for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks.